on one of the most sacred mourning days of the year, in a crowd of hundreds of people, a 9-year-old girl vanished in seconds. No struggle was reported. No witness came forward. Nearly 5 years later, nobody knows how Priya Kumari vanished or where she is today. August 19, 2021. Ashura, one of the holiest days in the Islamic calendar, marking the day of mourning during Muharram. In Sangrar, a small town near Sukkur in Pakistan's Sindh province, a Hindu family was doing what they did every year during Muharram, running a sabil, a free water and refreshment stall for mourners passing through the procession. It's a tradition of interfaith goodwill that has existed in the region for generations. 9-year-old Priya Kumari was helping her father, Raju Mao, hand out cold drinks to the crowd. At some point during the procession, with hundreds of people moving through the streets, Priya disappeared. Her family noticed almost immediately, but in the chaos of the crowd, there was no clear moment anyone could point to. 1 second she was there, the next she wasn't. A first information report was filed with police that same day. And what should have been a fast, high-visibility search instead became one of the most prolonged missing child cases in the region's recent history. Here's what makes this case genuinely difficult. Even years later, despite disappearing from a crowded public event in daylight, surrounded by hundreds of witnesses, police reported almost no physical evidence and no clear eyewitness account of what actually happened to her. No CCTV breakthrough, no confirmed sighting, nothing. But the longer investigators searched, the stranger the case became. In the days that followed, local police opened an investigation. But progress was slow enough that for roughly the first 2 years, the case largely faded from national attention, known mainly within Sindh's Hindu community and local media. That changed when Priya's mother began speaking publicly. Videos of Priya's mother pleading for her daughter's return began circulating on social media. In one widely shared statement, she said the family would leave Pakistan permanently if Priya was safely returned to them. That single statement triggered a wave of public sympathy and eventually street protests across Sindh demanding action. Under that pressure, the provincial government formed its first joint investigation team, a multi-officer unit tasked with re-examining the case from the ground up. It was given 3 weeks to report findings. That first JIT did not recover Priya. Since then, the pattern has essentially repeated. Public pressure builds, a new investigation team is formed, and time passes without a resolution. As of this year, authorities have acknowledged that the earlier joint investigation team was unsuccessful and a new one is currently being organized. In July 2024, the case took what looked at the time like its most significant turn. Sindh's provincial home minister met directly with Priya's parents and told them investigators believed their daughter was still alive and that authorities had traced meaningful clues about her possible location. The government also increased the reward for information leading to her recovery. For the family, that statement was both hopeful and painful at the same time. Hopeful because it meant the search hadn't gone cold. Painful because if officials genuinely had leads on a living child, the continued absence of a recovery became even harder to explain. That contradiction is at the center of the criticism this case has drawn. If the state believes it knows Priya is alive, why has she not been found? Then the investigation took an unexpected turn. Neither the 2024 statement nor any investigation since has produced a public answer to that question. Theories about what happened to Priya have circulated for years, but it's important to be clear about which parts are established and which are not. Some local journalists have suggested that influential figures connected to Sangrar could be linked to her disappearance. Priya's father, Raju Mal, has publicly rejected this theory, stating that the individuals named had actually helped in the search, not hindered it. No formal charges have been filed against anyone based on these claims. What's agreed on by everyone following this case is simple. Nearly 5 years later, Priya Kumari has not been found, and no one has been formally charged in connection with her disappearance. It's easy, in a case this widely discussed, to lose sight of the fact that this is a 9-year-old child. By her family's account, Priya was an ordinary little girl who days before Ashura was simply helping her father continue a family tradition, one that had nothing to do with politics or religion in her own eyes, just handing out water to people who were thirsty. Her mother has said in the years since that not knowing whether her daughter is safe, frightened, or even alive is a kind of pain that doesn't ease with time. It just becomes a different shape of the same fear year after year. As of the past few weeks, this case is still active. Sun police confirmed to a legislative minority caucus session that a fresh inquiry into Priya's disappearance has begun, with efforts underway toward what officials described as her early and safe recovery. Around the same time, Sukkur's Deputy Inspector General formally requested the formation of yet another joint investigation team, citing the previous team's inability to produce results. In other words, nearly 5 years after Priya Kumari vanished from a crowd of mourners, the Pakistani state is once again starting over. Here's what the record actually shows and what it doesn't. We know Priya Kumari disappeared from a public procession in broad daylight, with no confirmed witness or evidence trail. We know multiple official investigations have failed to recover her. We know a provincial minister stated in 2024 that authorities believed she was alive and had located possible leads. What the record does not show is any confirmed explanation for what happened to her, who, if anyone, was responsible, or where she is today. 5 joint investigation teams. Years of protests. A minister's promise that clues had been found. Some mysteries remain unsolved because the evidence disappears. Others remain unsolved because somewhere, someone still knows the truth. The question is, will Priya Kumari ever come home? If you've been following developments in this case, let us know in the comments. For more real, documented, unsolved cases, subscribe to Dark Meridian.